Away from that, the government has earmarked 101 billion Uganda shillings to hoteliers in Bunyoro sub-region to help them upgrade their hotels to meet the required standards ahead of the African Cup of Nations tournament to be co-hosted by Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania in 2027. The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabbanja, made this revelation on Saturday in a meeting with members of Parliament-elect from Bunyoro sub-region who met her at Hotel Classic in Kakumiro.
She was meeting members of Parliament-elect from Bunyoro sub-region. She highlighted a number of achievements the NRM government has registered in the last 5 years and called on the newly elected members of Parliament to consolidate them.
The construction and commissioning of Hoima Stadium, that's our major achievement as a sub-region. Of course, the upgrade of Hoima Referral Hospital, you know we are going to upgrade it now because of AFCON. And that is our major take as the current, as we who are going to be in the 12th Parliament. The regional blood bank. You know we have a blood bank that came in our town. Kakumiro Kibale Kagadi Road, 107 kilometers. Kakumiro Bulamaji Narweyo Buhimba Road. Chigumba Masindi Hoima Kagadi Chejojo Road. Hoima Kaisotonya 93 kilometers. Hoima Mutiaba Wase 111 kilometers. Chigumba Masindi Bulima Hoima Kaboya. This one I've already mentioned. Masindi Park Junction. Of course, you know we have also Tank Para Bulisa Road. Isn't it? Of course, you know that we achieved a lot, the parish development model.
Nabbanja, however, noted that they still face a challenge of ensuring that all the landless people of Bunyoro obtain land titles from the absent landlords.
We thought we would conclude it in the last term. It was not possible because, as you are aware, that money continues to be a problem. And I want to appreciate members. Almost every district received land titles. Every district. At least to some extent, a quarter of our people have land titles. It's not easy. It is not. People are quiet. They are there in Uganda. You can't know. So that is the soul in our throat as leaders of this sub-region.
Government at Uganda, this was a request. If you remember Masindi, Kiriandongo, and I think Nabulis. How was government at Nachigoro? Government at Uganda, so going to expanding beyond the absent landlords in Mabagata Valley to include all the other areas.
The members were also taken through a guided tour of Kakumiro model farm she established by herself to train locals on the best farming practices.
This coffee garden here, the mother garden, is almost 4 years. But we want it so we can do This is where we get the crones. If you have this, then you will become a member of Parliament for life. Why? People want seedlings. KR3, KR4, 5 up to 10. Recently, we had all this place covered with grown-up seedlings. And we have sold each seedling. We had over 500,000. So we sold each at 2,000. We got 1 billion. Habwensonga yokusisa ekibira ekyatuleeteraga obufuki. Bwire buno okubola omuko waawe n'oleka n'ohya omuliro. Ensonga z'okusiisa ebibira ebyobuhangwa. Ekiratuleetera enjura ekatuleetera obufuki tulakiyamba. Leero kandi amafuta baratandika gakunkumula tulasigala.
Twine Ebisaru code. For example, Kakumiro na Kibale district. Ebisaru, Kiyanja, Bohanda, Kiganda, connecting with our neighboring districts. That remains a very big challenge of our cross-district trade. And and we need to prioritize that one.
In efforts to strengthen PLU members at the grassroots and promote socio and economic development, more than 12 Saccos have been established to enable communities benefit from government programs. The chairperson of the PLU Makindye West, Dr. Hilary Katandikwa, says the Saccos were formed across all parishes in the constituency and that plans are underway to bring them together into a unified association.
Over 50 Sacco leaders under PLU Makindye West are now in the final stages of forming PLU Makindye West Union. This initiative aims to further enhance social and economic transformation through access to government support programs. According to Dr. Hilary Katandikwa, the 12 Saccos already established across the parishes have collectively registered up to 80,000 members within the constituency.
Today I'm very happy that I've gathered leaders from all parishes in Makindye West, trying to celebrate our victory that we have indeed opened the Sacco per parish in Makindye West, in PLU. This one is going to give us a chance to lobby for some funding to these Saccos so that our people in the constituency can help themselves. They can get some loans, they can start up some small-scale businesses, and they can be paying tax to government.
He also urged the youth to embrace these government initiatives as a pathway to overcoming poverty. He congratulated President Museveni upon his election victory and appealed for greater consideration of youth issues in the next cabinet.
His Excellency the President is going to appoint maybe to start up a new government in May. I request him to give more chances to the youth, because indeed youth contribute 78% of this country, but we have been having a challenge. You find someone is a minister, someone is a minister, the same person is an MP, the same person is a Sacco member, the same person retired in government, maybe as a soldier, is receiving retirement packages.
The remarks were made during a meeting of PLU Sacco leaders held at Land Star Hotel in Makindye near Kampala.
Our members, including leaders, to form Saccos, so that we want to, so that they can benefit. They can benefit from government programs. We wanted to encourage the youth to make sure that instead of looking for leaders to give them handouts, it's better to have Saccos to organize themselves. They make projects which can benefit them and the entire community.
Meanwhile, the vice chairperson of PLU Makindye West, Waswa Habib, emphasized the importance of Saccos in driving community economic development. He called on leaders to uphold transparency and accountability in managing these groups.
Now, getting jobs in districts is increasingly becoming difficult, with many candidates reportedly hesitant to apply due to persistent bribery demands. Job seekers say brokers often reach out after applications are submitted, soliciting money in exchange for securing employment, an illegal practice that continues to erode trust in public service recruitment. However, Rwanda Chief Administrative Officer Samuel Nahabwe has emphasized that government jobs are not for sale, urging applicants to ignore and report anyone demanding money. We have a report.
The district is in the process of recruiting workers, both for the district and for the newly started hospital.
As the fight against corruption gains momentum, Rwanda District is stepping up efforts to improve healthcare delivery through targeted recruitment and infrastructure expansion. Rwanda Chief Administrative Officer Samuel Nahabwe says the district is prioritizing the attraction of qualified health workers to strengthen services at Muko Health Center 4. Speaking to the media, Nahabwe revealed that the district is currently recruiting staff, especially in the health sector, assuring the public of transparent, merit-based process conducted strictly through the District Service Commission.
We need to be aware that there are conmen, there are masqueraders who are moving around, talking to the applicants that they can be able to, they can pay money, and these people can be able to secure them for their jobs.
He warned that imposters posing as brokers will face the law.
That getting a job in public service is free of charge. Nobody should be conned of his or her money so that he can be able to get the job. And anybody being conned to pay should be able to report to the relevant authorities.
Government plans to invest about 1.2 billion shillings in upgrading the facility, including additional beds to boost capacity to about 100. Patients have welcomed improved services despite challenges such as limited space and staff accommodation. Plans to elevate the facility to a district referral hospital are underway.
Staffing in a district hospital is much more than a health center for. So we are doing recruitment so that we can be able to operate to the level of the hospital.
Yona Francisco, UBC.
Upgraded to a district hospital.
In other news, health experts and government officials in Uganda are calling for increased awareness, sustained funding and stronger community engagement to accelerate the uptake of new HIV prevention methods, including the vaginal ring, as the country intensifies its fight against HIV and AIDS. Speaking at a recent stakeholder engagement, Dr. Boniface Apoku of the Ministry of Health's AIDS Control Program emphasized that Uganda is at a pivotal moment with a growing array of prevention options that must be fully utilized to achieve epidemic control. By 2030, we have a detailed story.
Level meeting held in Kampala. Government officials, civil society representatives, researchers and development partners convened to discuss how to sustain HIV prevention efforts amid declining global funding, while also promoting a range of prevention choices for vulnerable women and girls. The rollout of new HIV prevention technologies, particularly the vaginal ring, dominated the discussions, with stakeholders calling for increased access, sustainable funding and stronger community involvement. A discrete female-controlled HIV prevention method currently being rolled out under Uganda's broader HIV prevention strategy.
I would like to actually inform us that this PrEP ring is actually safe and effective in preventing someone from getting HIV. It has modest efficacy of about 50%, but when someone uses it more consistently as instructed, it can even prevent someone from getting HIV from about 75% to even about 92%.
Dr. Caroline Akelo addressed myths and misconceptions surrounding the vaginal ring, emphasizing the importance of providing clear and accurate information to communities.
Of course, some people think that when you wear the ring, it is a love charm, and different other myths and misconceptions about the ring.
HIV/AIDS advocate Lillian Mokero noted that prevention choices must reflect the lived realities of those most at risk.
And when we talk about choice, it is not that we are talking about choice for the sake of it. And we are glad that we are looking to an HIV prevention committee that should be looking at the comprehensiveness. And if you don't get it in terms of choice.
Promoters say the vaginal ring was designed to give women greater control over their own protection.
So we know that with HIV prevention, you need multiple options. So the genesis of the ring was really to create an option that would be easy to use for women, it would be convenient, it would be discreet. So that is how we developed the Depavirine ring.
The Ministry of Health says achieving the goal of ending HIV by 2030 will depend on a combination of multiple prevention methods.
Within our basket of prevention, I think we have a lot of options now available, and the ring will definitely remain as one of the key prevention approaches.
However, stakeholders warn that awareness and access remains low, particularly in high-risk communities such as fishing areas.
Information awareness is lacking. Information is more urbanized because people have TV, people have radio, but when you come to landing sites, there is no network, and the communication we use is really peer-to-peer.
Uganda currently offers several HIV prevention options, including oral PrEP, injectable cabotegravir, the vaginal ring, and the 6-month injectable lenacapavir. As the country pushes towards its 2030 target, stakeholders emphasize that expanding prevention choices and prioritizing community needs will be critical to ending HIV infections.
Thank you, Mary Namukose, for that report. Now, communities in Karamoja have raised serious concerns affecting access to health services, including long distances to health facilities, long waiting hours, poor attitudes of health workers, limited staff, and high transport costs for referrals. These issues emerged during a regional dialogue meeting on community-led monitoring of health services held in Moroto District. The monitoring exercise covered the districts of Agago, Abim, Amudat, Kotido, and Moroto.
Doctors with Africa, in partnership with TASO and with support from Global Fund, conducted the monitoring to gather feedback on health service delivery. According to Jerry Icho, Senior Advisor Programs at Doctors with Africa, included patients, health workers, and district officials engaged through community, facility, and district level feedback.
And of course, it gives a platform where the community can air out their voices. And then the duty bearers, who are of course the health service providers, but also the leaders at the district, regional, and national level, to pick up those issues that can.
Findings revealed critical staffing gaps contributing to long patient queues and delays.
Making the community members to wait longer in line because there is maybe one clinician.
A lot of people or the staff, healthcare givers, when they are overwhelmed, they become, the attitudes change because they are tired.
Staffing levels remain low, with Amdat at less than 28%, Moroto at 56%, and Abim at 45%. Long distances to health facilities were reported across all districts. For example, Alkas Health Center 2 in Amudat serves 7 parishes, placing a heavy burden on access. High transport costs were also cited, with patients often required to fuel ambulances when referred to higher level facilities.
Actually, most mothers said that when it is time for them to give birth and they have some complications like lower health facilities, you will find that the ambulances which are in place, like in Loro Health Center 3, you as the client or the patient have to fuel the ambulance so that it can take you to the nearby health center.
District health officials, including Moroto District Health Officer Dr. James Lomcol and Abim District Health Officer Dr. Salome Tino, expressed optimism about recruiting additional staff in the next financial year.
I must say that following the ongoing elevation of some of the health centers in the district with the support from the Ministry of Health, we have been added additional wage of around 962 million shillings. So we shall be able to do more recruitments of health workers beginning the next financial year.
The new health facilities that are being renovated, we have had some small amount of 745 million that has been apportioned for recruitment for next financial year.
To address medicine shortages, district leaders agreed to redistribute supplies from low demand to high demand facilities and called on partners to support ambulance fueling. Health workers welcomed the community-led monitoring approach, noting that it helps identify service gaps. However, technocrats attributed some challenges, such as poor absorption of wage funds, to inadequate planning. Participants committed to addressing the concerns raised to improve health service delivery in the region.
Still on health, in the busy pediatric ward of Leda Regional Referral Hospital, hope and hardship exist side by side. While doctors work to save lives, caregivers face a different battle. providing the simplest essentials for survival.
Inside the pediatric ward of Lira Regional Referral Hospital, more than 90 children are fighting for their health. For these mothers and guardians, hospital life means round-the-clock care, often without basic necessities like soap, sugar, or diapers. Every day becomes a balance between caregiving and finding a way to meet simple human needs. Health workers here say the need is often overwhelming.
We need Pampers, but some of our attendants, mothers are so poor that they cannot afford Pampers.
But today the burden was eased for a moment when the Certified Public Accountant CPA Lango Regional Network stepped in with a gesture of compassion. The accountants body, a regional branch of the Certified Public Accountants of Uganda, donated essential supplies to children in the pediatric ward, neonatal intensive care unit, and the therapeutic feeding center.
Members agreed to pool their resources together and share the little they can offer to our children who are sick in the hospital.
During Lent is a period where we forgive each other and make sacrifice to support those in need.
Patrick Orok, chairperson of the association and assistant commissioner at the Ministry of Finance, says the donation is part of their annual corporate social responsibility initiative aimed at supporting vulnerable communities and giving back through members' contributions.
We have managed to support over 90 children.
Because these are the things they use on a daily basis, wherever they are in the hospital. And as a department, we thank you and appreciate you and ask that God bless you over in this Easter season.
I want to tell the public that today I'm very pleased to see that the walkways are being constructed and a lot of improvement has been done in the hospital. My congratulations to the management.
Founded in 2024 with 60 members, the network is steadily growing, not only in numbers, but in impact, using its platform to serve communities beyond the accounting profession. Ediulwa, UBC News.
When you don't use Momo, you are forced to quarrel.
Mama, nkwenye nkumitano. Abantu abakulu atandise obuyayo mwena. Obuyayo obuliga. Iwe. Ngobi yanko bantu sente dange nizade kolera ngobi nakolera sente dange.
Save yourself from quarreling. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy zero charges below 5K. That's the power of Momo.
Hello, fellow Ugandans. I am Norbert Mao, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. I bring you greetings in this Holy Week during the Passion of the Christ. Every nation requires sacrifice to be built. May this season of Easter remind us not to take anything for granted. In the same way that Jesus came on earth to give up his life in order to repair the broken relationship between God and man, as captured in the Lord's Prayer, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Therefore, let us remember that the supreme reconciliation between God and man was the purpose of Jesus' death on the cross. Our country, Uganda, also requires national reconciliation. As human beings, we need to have better relations with one another. We need harmony. The same harmony that was restored between God and man through Jesus Christ's sacrifice is the same harmony that Uganda needs in order to remain strong. Happy Easter, fellow Ugandans.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW Project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW Project's services.
The GROW Project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
To all incoming NRM members of Parliament, the NRM Secretariat informs and invites all incoming NRM members and NRM-leaning independent members of the 12th Parliament to a leadership retreat at the National Leadership Institute in Chankwanzi. The retreat, scheduled to take place from Tuesday the 7th to Wednesday the 15th of April 2026, will run under the theme Aligning the NRM Leadership Towards Protecting the Gains and Making the Qualitative Leap Towards a Higher Middle Income Status Society. The independent NRM members who wish to be part of the retreat should register with the Secretary General's office not later than Monday the 6th of April 2026. Transportation to Chankwanzi will be provided at Kololo National Ceremonial Grounds on Tuesday the 7th of April at 10 a.m. The accreditation and mandatory COVID-19 testing will also be conducted at Kololo Grounds on Monday the 6th starting by 10 a.m. with national identity cards for verification. Announced by the NRM Secretary General, Right Honorable Richard Dodwang. Long live NRM, long live President Yoweri Museveni.
When you don't use Momo, you get insulted by strangers. Save yourself from insults. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy zero charges below 5K. That's the power of Momo.
Welcome back from the break. And now in business, savings and credit cooperative societies remain a cornerstone of socio-economic transformation in Uganda, particularly in rural communities where access to formal banking services is limited. In the Ankole sub-region, Saccos continue to anchor local economies, supporting farmers, traders and small-scale entrepreneurs to expand production, enhance value addition and improve livelihoods.
Kampala, we have coffee as our main priority enterprise, and this corporate we are majoring in coffee. So we shall make sure that even this circle.
Savings and credit cooperative organizations are being urged to diversify investments to tap emerging opportunities and strengthen resilience.
Running a fleet of societies in Kampala. Among them, it is they classified as Saccos, growers cooperatives, and other hybrid circles like Myoga and PDM. Among the traditional circles are the most affected ones. These are mainly which were affiliated to the traditional cooperatives like Banyankole and others.
Uganda has over 33,000 circles, including 10,594 under PDM, 6,700 under Myoga, and 15,707 registered cooperatives according to Ministry of Finance. The board chairperson of Ankole Coffee Producers Cooperative Union, Sam Mugabi Karugaba, commended Rubingo Farmers Cooperative Society for diversifying into fuel trading alongside coffee growing, processing and Sacco services.
A fuel station where the community here take fuel for their vehicles and motorcycles. And I was pleased actually to find that they have those three major areas where they are making business.
He urged members to prioritize coffee, save consistently, increase shareholding, and utilize credit.
Coffee. And when you find actually the market, how the coffee is being demanded, they can, as per the area of Parish, they can have very big volumes and have more income from coffee, and they get money for saving. Because you can't say a person should save when he doesn't have an income.
The Sacco chairperson, Tivita Jen, cautioned on responsible borrowing and timely repayment.
Bongere kusavinga tubase kubustinga sente zitukugira zitukosa kusaba tu bongere kwigure mugabo abo kuba atireme mugabo izene sente zugumamo kandi zikubasa gumana zikozesubwa zikabasa kureta amagoba echa akashatu bongere kurya roni kandi bakishashurira mbiri.
The Sacco manager, Tuesije Emmanuel, credited PDM for improved capacity and market access.
Training our farmers, they train us how to have good yields and good coffee seedlings, coffee cutting, and
Bugamba chairperson Richard Nomanyota Nsiriba emphasized savings for sustainable development.
Nokongera kuzomba ntu kubashomesa kumanya ngo kubika n'entunguka wabo tabikire tori kubasa kwetungura wabo tini kintu cyone kiri kuzara obino mango wano basagurira kufori umoro.
The call came during the 15th annual general meeting in Rampara district. With Saccos nationwide, millions access credit, savings and investments.
The 2026 annual general meeting of the Chamuhunga Savings and Credit Cooperative Organization in Bushenyi has revealed a dire need of more enlightenment and education on the regulations guiding the sector.
Natural disasters gets maybe a loan, city in agriculture, but maybe either floods or drought or something, or business gets challenges. So some did not prosper as expected, but a bigger percentage, at least they were helped by the loans they took. And looking at those, we supported on bursaries. Some have improved their homes at home, some have educated their children.
2 billion. So generally as an institution, we have grown in all our key performance indicators, and that's not itself not enough. The majority, the masses who are still in those total non-money activities can also be brought on board and join the money economy. So as Saccos, we need to sensitize people to come on board.
When we go at the world level, I'm privileged to have been at the world level of Saccos. Uganda is a case study of having multiple regulation. The Bank of Uganda, there is Minister of Trade, Cooperatives, then there is Minister of Finance, then recently the one which was taken to finance, UMRA. So we are getting confused.
Now, the youth have been encouraged to embrace book writing as a way of sharing knowledge and highlighting the importance of their work for the future. The call was made by educationist and academic Badru Katerega Dungu while officiating at the launch of a book titled Innovation Incubator, authored by engineer Nkoyoyo Erisa Chiwana.
Research indicates that Ugandans are increasingly embracing innovation, largely driven by the need to keep pace with the rapidly evolving technology. The book Innovation Incubator focuses on innovation and underscores the potential benefits that come with the dedication to creative ideas. Speaking at the event, Engineer Nkoyoyo Erisa Chiwana explained what inspired him to join other writers in documenting knowledge.
Today we are here to launch the book Innovation Incubator, From Ideas to Impact. What this book will help you is to discover your ability when it's time. It's to nurture. If you are a parent, this book will help you to identify your child, to nurture that child, and to retain the innovative skill in that child.
He also urged fellow youth engaged in innovation to raise their standards so their ideas can compete on the global stage and contribute meaningfully to Uganda's development.
To solve problems in the community, that is innovation. You add value on something which is available, that is innovation. And it's the way we can create jobs.
While launching the book, Professor Badru Katerega Dungu encouraged young people to take up writing as a way of preserving and sharing their ideas, especially for future generations even beyond their lifetime.
Many people have ideas, but they don't know how to put them together. And for that matter, they will never make an impact. He's already making an impact, and that's why we are here. And we are grateful, and we are calling upon other Ugandans who have talent like him to put it down so that others can emulate and follow and train others to come.
At the same event, the author, Engineer Nkoyoyo Erisa Chiwana, also celebrated receiving a prestigious Scout medal awarded to individuals who have made outstanding contributions to their country, in addition to completing his studies. Amwai Vanjuko and Mike Bakabulindi for UBC.
And now that brings us to the end of our second edition of UBC News tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Maureen Babidia. We wish you a lovely Easter holiday and take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555. Nakasongola District lies about 120 to 140 kilometers north of Kampala along the Kampala-Masindi Highway in central Uganda. The area is witnessing renewed hope as the parish development model takes root, reshaping livelihoods and drawing thousands of households into the money economy. In Kabasumba village, Mbale Parish, the program is already making a difference. Magara Charles became among the first beneficiaries after receiving 1 million shillings on his mobile phone.
Amanya nedobozi mpitwa Magala Charles nganimwa mutuze wekabasombwa ndi muluka gwembali ndi musanyufu nnyo okubanga mfunye akasente kenindidde okumala akaseera naye lwaleero ndi musanyufu lwakuba nti mbali namukisa nze asoose okufuna akasente kano mu kibiina kye nayingiriramu nanyingirira mu bifu era ndi musanyufu akasente nkafunye ka message nkafunye ku simu yange era nine suubi okakola